Hey beautiful people, welcome back to Messy Thriving. If this is the first time you've been with us on a video, this is the third of 3 videos around Strength Finders and developing your natural talents. We did discovery, awareness, and today is the claim it part or self-development. So if you need to go back and look at those first 2 videos, have a crack at those. But with this part's my favorite part. It's where we really get to not only understand what our talents are, but really take them to the next level. I've actually chosen 2 development plans of my own to show you a bit how this works personally. We're going to look at my positivity theme and how I've used it with one of my challenges as a dad. And then we're also going to look at empathy, and we're going to look at one of my challenges at work. So let's start there. So with this development plan I've got in front of me, the challenge that I'm working on today is actually, I can find it really challenging to hold people accountable at work and to challenge their behavior and performance. That's interesting because my role here at Little Miracles is as the head of people and culture. So managing people around performance is my job, and it's something that I do find challenging and something that I haven't been particularly good at in the past. So knowing that, and what I did an exercise where I looked at 3 things I'm passionate about and why, and then I've completed the bottom, which is 3 things that I'm finding challenging and why. So I chose the managing staff performance. And when I looked at my strengths, the area that I really wanted to change or to bring something around was the area of empathy. Now here's the thing with developing your talents or strengths. Once you know that you have them, and once you've got some insight into them. So the insights I wrote for empathy was, I'm an emotional person, and one of the challenges with that is that I can be a bit of a bleeding heart. I can care too much and be abused by people around that. So I've got my name it, empathy. I've got my critical insights I just shared, just a couple of those. And so the area of challenge is performance management of underperforming or destructive staff, holding staff accountable and challenge their negative behavior or performance. So with strengths, you can dial up and dial down once you know what your strength is and how you're using it. So if you think about a gas burner on an oven, or actually on a hot plate like I've got at home, when I turn the knob up, you can see the flame get bigger, or I can turn that knob down and see it get smaller. Here's the thing with strengths. I can just encourage myself not to be empathetic, but that's not going to work. It's just naturally part of who I am. It's not going to go anywhere, but I can now choose how I want to use it. So how I want to dial up my empathy, say it's like a natural 7. I want to dial up my empathy and give my emotions to the people being impacted by underperformance or destructive behavior. With my natural talent, I can't help but actually be empathetic to people around me. So feel their emotions, give my emotions to them. So what I've learned to do via strengths is, instead of focusing on the person in the room if they're being quite destructive to staff around them or having negative performance, I think about and give my emotions to the staff that are being impacted by that. And therefore I actually give that emotion, I choose where that emotion or where that talent's going to. It helps me stay present, and then I can be much more constructive and firm with the person who's creating that pain or creating that frustration. So dialing down empathy, one of the ways I dial down empathy is I'm choosing not to be a bleeding heart to those who will be abusive with it. So part of it is actually thinking about, okay, I've got this empathy and you might be in the room with me, but if you're being destructive, I'm going to be intentionally dial it down and actually give you less empathy than I normally would. Thinking about being conscious of the fact that if I give you more empathy, you're only going to be destructive to other people further down the track in the staff in the center. So that's how I use empathy, and I dial up and dial down. And so I've used these cards, some other strengths tools to actually find what other things, the ways that I use it. So with positivity, I did the same thing. This is an older plan from May 2018. Again, did what I'm passionate about and 3 things I'm challenged by. So one of the passions was being a healthy dad, and then one of the challenges was being present and engaged with my girls. valuing and empowering the girls where they are different to me. So again, I've named it, I've got positivity at the top, and then claim it. So what are some things about positivity? Well, one of our challenges is I can be naive. Good parts, I find the fun. Negative, I can kind of gloss over things sometimes if they're challenging. I can be overly optimistic, but then I'm also enthusiastic, a celebrator. I can be very generous with praise, and I can be energetic. Yeah, baby. So like, I love positivity, but also can be destructive. So with being more present and engaged with the girls, the way I'm gonna aim that now that I have that goal, have something to aim my talent at, is that I wanna listen to the girls and I create space and I hold that space when they wanna talk. And the way I do that is, again, I actually dial down positivity. I can be too positive, and if the girls come in and wanna talk to me about something challenging at school or in their work life or whatever, sometimes I get a bit jumpy, and one of the negative things I do is that I will crack a joke, or I'll do something a lot harder to try and break that tension. Not because the girls are uncomfortable, because I'm uncomfortable, and I want there to be some positivity in the room. So what I've learned to do is actually to dial down my positivity. If you ask my kids, I'd tell you that I'm still not great at this, but I dial down my positivity so I can be present to them and not just being upbeat all the time, because sometimes they don't need me to be upbeat. They need me to be present in that moment. So I'm learning to dial down what I'm still struggling with. Where I want to dial up my positivity is that I want to be my kids' greatest celebrator of who they are and enthusiast of what they're doing. I have this natural capacity for positivity, and in doing research around it and looking at these cards and strengths, I know that I want to be my girls' biggest cheerleader. I want to be the person that does celebrate who they are and that is enthusiastic about what they're doing. And like, I'm reasonably good at that already, but I want to get better. But I also, if I come back to dialing down, I know I can be naive about how well I'm doing at that. So now I'm trying to ask the girls, how are we going? You know, how are you receiving this from me? You know, am I just, when I give you praise, does it sound authentic, or does it sound like I just throw it away? Because I do give a lot of praise. And actually, only on the weekend, my wife was like, do you say that to everybody? When I gave her some praise about some stuff we're filming, because we're filming with a whole bunch of people. And she was right, I actually do, but give that praise to everybody. But what I was thinking about, and I came back with it, was I'm actually trying to be more authentic now and be more conscious of saying something very specific about what I appreciate about people, rather than just give off the cuff praise, which is fairly easy for me. So that's name it, claim it, and today was all about aim it, or you can choose to create your own development plans. Okay, if you go back and watch the other two videos, we'll help you to discover your strengths, we'll help you to become aware of them, and that individual development plan really is just writing down one of your strengths, writing down some stuff about how you're aware if you use it. You might want to use that tool I used on the back of these sheets that I use with parents and staff, where I just think about 3 things I'm passionate about and might want to get even better at, and 3 challenges I'm having. And then I will pick one of those challenges or passions and I'll write that as the goal or objective. So I've got something to aim my talent at. So it's not just bubble along in the background, but I'm being very intentional about growing, developing, and not just being good, but I actually want to be great at some of these things. So what do you want to be great at? What are you already good at, but you want to take that next level? This is where Strengths kills it. So yeah, if you've got any questions, please hit us up in the comments. Yeah, really appreciate, I love doing this stuff. I love maximizing people's talent. So yeah, let me know how this is working for you. Let us know in the description, below in the comments, how this is working for you. And yeah, hope you have an incredible day. Hope this has been impacting for you. And yeah, see you in the next video. Thanks.